How's everyone doing? Nice to see some familiar faces again. I always like to get the first 5 minutes started for anyone who wants to um, introduce yourselves. Feel free to do it in the chat or just come off mute. I always like to have you introduce where you're from, what you do. I'll go first. My name is Morgan. I'm from Dallas, Texas, and I own a marketing agency. So feel free again in the chat or come off mute and feel free to introduce yourselves. Again, where you're from and what you do.
Hi, my name is Emily Clymer. I'm currently in Las Vegas and I operate a hair salon and I have an online course.
Awesome. Nice to meet you, Emily. I think I'll be in Vegas in about a month, so I'm excited. My family lives in Vegas. Some of my family does. Awesome. Who else? Feel free to throw it in the chat or come off mute. Anyone else want to introduce themselves, where you're from, what you do?
All right, I think I got it. Hi there, I'm Lisa from Jacksonville Beach, Florida, and I am a realtor and I also have an entertainment company.
Awesome, Lisa. Nice to meet you.
You as well.
Real estate, entertainment. Oh, nice. I don't know, P, what your first name is, Foreman, but nice to meet you. Tom from Washington, publish a magazine. Nice to meet you, Tom. Wow, that's an awesome magazine. I'm looking at your website now. Love it. All right, anyone else? We'll start in about 3 more minutes. Like I said, I like to just give the first 5 minutes for people to introduce themselves. For those who are on, again, my name is Morgan. I'm from Dallas. I own a marketing agency. Lucy from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Okay, next door neighbor. And we are a print and branding company. Nice to meet you, Lucy. I don't think I could ever live in Oklahoma. I'm too scared of tornadoes. You'll really get hit a lot. I know Texas does, but I feel like Oklahoma's next level. Awesome. Najee, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. From California and finance company. Nice to meet you. Willie Brown, nice to see you again, Willie, from California, psychologist and life coach. I used to want to be a psychologist, but then I realized you had to get an 8-year degree, and I said, never mind. Not for me, not for me. Awesome. 2 more minutes. We'll let people continue to introduce themselves, and then we'll get started. For those of you who are joining, I'm just asking people to introduce themselves, where they're from, what they do. Again, I'm Morgan. I'm from Dallas, and I own a marketing agency. So feel free.
Hey, I'm Michelle McCullough. I'm in Bowie, Texas, and I do business coaching and consulting for entrepreneurs, small business owners, helping them to scale their business.
Nice. Hello, Texas neighbor.
Yeah, about a little over an hour away.
Hi there, I'm Christina Tarico. I'm from Miami Beach, Florida. I'm currently visiting Las Vegas. I'm a realtor and also an interior designer.
Ooh, interior design. I wish I was good at that. I so wish I was good at that.
Well, there's so many home shows and YouTubes now. It makes it so easy, right?
Oh,
Everybody gets inspired.
I know. I have to like put everything together. If I could just go into a store and be like, can I put this in my home for a day and just see what it looks like?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's fun. You could always get creative and switch it up.
100%.
I'm excited about your marketing webinar.
Thank you. I'm excited. I'm excited to get started. Lots
How
of
long have you been doing this?
How long have I had a marketing agency now? For almost 3 years. I've been in marketing for over 5, and been doing webinars for Progreda for, I want to say it's 9 months, 6 to 9 months, somewhere in that range.
Mhm.
So I'd like to get in here quickly. I'm Ada Nielsen, living in Tennessee now, but I grew up in the Allegheny National Forest, where my mother started an interior design business when I was 3. I made my first sales calls at 3, first buying trips to New York at 5, and at 10 I priced all the furniture. And my mother had the only custom drapery workroom between New York and Chicago. So she did more than 5 houses for one of the founders of Sylvania. And that's the kind of, she did lots of big mansions and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
It's where I learned to sell.
I see that. That's amazing. I love Tennessee. I want to retire in the Smoky Mountains one day when I'm
Well,
older.
it's clear that I'm a damn Yankee because I actually have the discharge papers from one of my relatives on my father's side from the Union Army in 1864.
That's wild. That's awesome.
All right, I guess it's my turn. I'm Mark Morrison. I'm in Los Angeles, California. My business now is going to be financial counseling, advising, including insurance. And once upon a time, a counselor and a teacher, and I'm here to learn whatever I can about marketing.
Awesome. Nice to see you again, Mark. And then we have Larry from Atlanta with Sales Management Consulting. So excited to meet all of you virtually today. We'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen. And then we will get going here. All right. Can everyone see my screen? Great. I'm going to assume so. Perfect. And then I just like to get up the chat. I'm going to try and keep an eye on the chat, but there will be time at the end for questions. So don't fret if I don't answer it immediately. I promise I'll get to you. Oh, awesome. Nice to meet you, Cher from the Rockies outside of Denver. Own a tech firm as well as commercial real estate. Well, it's nice to meet you. Excited to have you here. Okay, so today we're going to be actually talking about lead generation or advertising. So we're going to learn how to run ads and how to use them inside Progreda. But first, I always like to give a little intro to me. So I'm sure for those who have been here before, you're going to hear it again, but that's okay. I've been in marketing and social media now for over 5 years. I've worked at places like Sprout Social, worked at marketing companies. So I really love marketing, love what we do. I've worked with hundreds of business owners and entrepreneurs providing strategic services to help grow their businesses. So it kind of sets me apart from most traditional agencies is you can't just come to me and say, I want to run an ad or I want to do social media. What we like to do is take a look at the entire business and how it's operating, where you currently are and where you want to be. Then we will design a roadmap for you for marketing based on where you're at. We treat every person that we work with as a partner. We're truly partnering with you in your business. And that's why we like to take a look at how it completely operates. So that way we can make sure that as you work on your business or in your business, we're working on your business. So truly a partnership. And then I've worked with Progreda for over a year now. Truly love Progreda and all that it offers. But with that being said, I'm actually going to launch a poll because I always like to know who has used Progreda before and who hasn't. So you should see a poll on your computer screen. Feel free to answer. Awesome. Looks like a lot of no's. Some yeses. Great. Awesome. We just have a few more people that haven't answered. Okay. About 80%. Okay, so about 31% said yes, about 5 people, 9 people said no, and 2 said I want to try. So very, very mixed bag. But the reason why I ask is because we will walk through a little bit of Progreda today and how you can manage the leads that come from your ads, whatever ad platform that you end up using, and how you can automate a customer's journey through that. So you'll be able to get a little sneak peek into Progreda and how that works on that end. Okay, awesome. And then everyone should be able to see the results here on their screen. Okay, great. So we're going to start at very foundational aspect here, as if we have no idea what advertising is. We've never done digital advertising. We're going to go through advertising as a whole. So first, we're going to go through all the different advertising platforms out there. So there's a lot of ways that we can advertise. Meta is Facebook and Instagram. You have TikTok, you have X, LinkedIn, you have Google, which is also, you can do YouTube through Google since Google bought YouTube. You can do commercials, radios, like advertising billboards, products, etc. So there's lots of different ways that you can advertise. The most popular forms today are digital. So less on the traditional forms of marketing, more so on the digital today. So today we're going to actually focus on digital advertising, and we're actually going to take a look at Meta today and how to build an ad inside of Meta. Before we get into the advertising side and how to do it, I always like to take a step back and educate everyone on the average consumer, what we need to know about our audience before we just go and run an ad. So first, we need to know how to capture the average consumer. So we have to understand users. Social media users can also be incorporated as digital media technology users. So 84% of heavy social media users are aged between 18 and 29. So if your target audience sits between that age, almost 90% of your audience is on social media, which is why digital forms of advertising work so well, is because they incorporate social media. More than 33% of the total population of the entire world uses social media on a daily basis. So that's 33% of more than 1 billion people are using social media every single day. So that means your target audience, your leads, your potential customers are on social media, and you can benefit from putting ads in front of them. And then 151 minutes, that is the amount of time people spend on the internet, especially on social media. It's higher than it's ever been before. So what does this all mean? It just means that your target audience is online. They are using social media every day. And with the market being oversaturated with posts and ads, our attention spans of consumers are decreasing day by day. So now we have to think about that. So now that we know that there is a heavy amount of users, we know that they're getting oversaturated and inundated with advertising and social media posts, that the attention spans that we have to have and hook people are very quickly. How do we do that? So let's understand the attention spans. So on this graphic, we're going to look at a couple of them. So 1.3 seconds, that's when it comes to watching ads. So Gen Z, theirs is a little bit less than 1.3 seconds. That is extremely quick if you think about 1.3 seconds when it comes to an ad. So you have to have the ability to hook them as quickly and effectively as possible. 12 seconds is the attention span of millennials. They last no longer than 12 seconds. Gen Z typically taps out at about 8 seconds. So again, that younger generation, they've grown up on technology. They are definitely the ones that we have to watch out for as far as how quickly we hook them. 9 seconds is the attention span of a goldfish. If that puts into perspective how little amount of attention span a typical average human has today, it's less than a goldfish. And then websites, so 10 to 20 seconds, that's the average page visit. It's always less than a minute, and users often leave web pages after the first 10 to 20 seconds. So what does that mean? That means if you're doing digital advertising that is going to have that person land on a website or a landing page, make sure what you want them to know is in front of them immediately, whether it's a hook question, whether it's gathering information and you have a quick little form at the top, but make sure whatever you're wanting them to do and present is at the very top, because you only have 10 to 20 seconds on a web page / landing page to really hook them and get them to do what you're trying to get them to do. So we have to also understand the type of content that most users are engaging with. So in your market, all of us have the ability to create powerful and captivating content to gain others' attention and interest. With that, we're going to talk about how to do that. They're called the 6 pillars of attention that will help you determine what to use to that. So 6 pillars, we have inclusion here. Sorry, that was supposed to come in here. But anyway, we have inclusion, help, new, reward, status, and emotion. So these are all the different ways that you can use an effective attention or communication style to help bring in your audience or hook your audience. So we're going to look at these one by one. First one is obviously emotion. So that's just an evoking an emotion with your customer. And a fun fact about this actually is up to, according to a study, up to 95% of purchases are made from the stomach and the heart. So emotions can range from happiness, humor, anger, and sadness. So all in all, when we buy, we do it moved by emotion. And in most cases, there's a justification behind that. Emotion is the biggest driver for justification. It is the most used form of communication, attention pillars when it comes to advertising and social media. So some examples, humor, everyone knows Flo from Progressive. They did such a great job advertising her for so long that everyone now knows that and they think of Flo when they think about Progressive. You have Coke, choose happiness. You have Nike, just do it. And then you have an ad that's a little bit more on the sadness side of the house. So you can see here a different range of emotions. Yes, they're just graphics, but you can see and get an idea of like, okay, when I'm thinking about my product or my service, is emotion going to drive my buyer or my potential lead to that next step that I need him to give me? So you can think about that as far as we want to evoke an emotion with our consumer. Another example that's not on here is everyone knows the commercial from a really long time ago where Sarah McGellar sang in the arms open angel or whatever with the sad puppies and cats, and they wanted you to adopt animals. Everyone knows that. It was a super sad song, but everyone relates that song to that specific commercial because it evoked emotions from their consumers. So just another example of how to think about it. Okay, status. So this is when people want to show off what they have. So something you can use to your advantage. You want to make your consumers stand out. So this is more of like designer clothing, for instance. So this is actually an example of a client that I had before. It's a luxurious shoe brand. So you can see that all pictures and even the video is really honing in on the shoes, different outfits. It's fun, it's cute, it's making me think, okay, I could wear that. I love that with that dress, etc. here. So status can be everything to people. We've all heard keeping up with the Joneses in the past, I'm sure. So with influencers on the rise, people are yearning for luxurious, big, new. So that could be actual luxurious brands or a brand that's affordable that has that luxurious feel, high-end apparel. So this strategy can be very effective in showcasing what you have if your offer or product is very luxurious in style and you know that your end consumer is going to care about the status of your product or service. The next is new. So this is to spark the interest of your consumer, offer them something new or surprising. This is actually not a top of funnel. It can be, but this is a good strategy for middle funnel, into funnel, for people who have bought from you before. So some examples is like, check out our new collection, the new iMac, dollar nachos, fries again, now serving. So new is an easy and quick way to regain new interest from previous buyers or even new buyers. So whether you're expanding to a new offer or service or product, or this could be heavily discounting or bringing something back. We know in the nacho fry launched initially, it was such a huge thing that they took it away and everyone freaked out. And then now they bring it back seasonally or periodically. And that just helps gain that interest from their buyers. This can be a great way to capture new leads and get your current customers to buy more from you. So again, thinking about Progreda or CRM that we're using, this can be super helpful with blasting out new products to anyone who's ever bought from you. So if you're using a CRM and you have contacts, in Progreda, you can create an email campaign, talk about this new collection or new discount or new offer or service, and then blast it out to everybody. So again, it just keeps you in different ways to expanding your revenue to old buyers, new buyers, potential buyers. Okay, inclusion. So this is going to make your consumer feel like they're part of your brand. So this could be like VIP list, rewards. So you can see like here's get VIP today, free gifts, exclusive discounts, and more if you join a membership. You have an unclaimed VIP. We want to say thanks with a special gift. Here's 15% off. So again, it's a great option. These would be great options if you have a coaching service, a course, a webinar, even a membership to offer a reward system, etc. there. So I know that we have some coaches, some courses in here. This would be great to say, hey, my course is now like 10% off, or hey, you've bought from me before. So now I'm going to give you this exclusive offer for free, or I want you to be a part of a special group, whatever the case may be. Just make them feel like they're a part of your brand and that they're like a VIP of your brand. It doesn't have to be costly to you. The way you word it and the way you market it matters. So again, these are really easy ways that you can create that loyalty within those previous buyers. Reward. So reward your consumers when they're frequent buyers and show them that they're appreciated. So this could be giving them something extra. So Starbucks is really good at that with their gold stars. Give 20, get 20. So you can invite someone to an app or to a service or product, and then that person gets $20 back. And then Domino's has the rewards for up to free pizza. So you earn points when you buy, and then you redeem them for free pizza there. So this is a great strategy for people, for previous buyers, that you have. Again, this is not top of a funnel thing. This is more of like an end of funnel. You're just trying to continue to nurture and be relevant in front of people who have previously bought from you. Help. So make life easier for that potential customer, offer them something useful. So these are some ads that I've actually done in the past. So 3 reasons why your contracting business isn't making as much money as you want and how to fix it. Revive joy in every step, manage your chronic pain, a prescription-based, clinically shown to improve cognitive and decrease brain atrophy for Pearl Packer women in menopause. So these are all helpful ads where you're really trying to help your end customer, whether this is more for like med spas, clinics. This could be useful for people who have courses. So up here at the top, this contracting business, what we did for them is this was actually just a free workshop that they did, and they blasted it to any contractor in the field. We ran ads to get people to sign up. And just made it helpful because as a contractor, the person knew that most contractors in the business suffer with not making enough money and not making enough profit. And so he knew that that was going to be a common problem, and he wanted to offer help for that. So if you have a product or service that okay, I know a common problem amongst the industry that I'm in, you can do something super simple like this. You do not have to stick to one emotion. You can use all emotions. You can switch between emotions. You can test emotions out. I like to say that help, emotion, they can kind of be the same thing if you think about it. Help, you're actually driving like an actual, hey, here's a problem and here's how I'm going to fix it. But that's still an emotion. If I think about it as a business owner, if I have a common problem and I see an ad where they address that problem and then they're like, here, I can help you with it. That's emotionally, I'm like, oh, thank God, because I'm struggling with this so much. And I'm going to want to enter into the ad. So you can kind of cross the lines here of some of these emotions. But again, every single one of these every single one of these pillars are going to be extremely useful and advantageous for you as you think about what my current buyer is, what my current target audience is, and how do I want to put my info in front of them? What is going to drive them to buy from me or take that next step from me? So with all of this, we're going to create an offer. So how to choose which pillar? So how does it benefit the type of consumer? Why does the information stick? So why are they gonna choose to go down your ad? This right here is super important. That's where you're going to want to hook them. Remember, we only have like 1.3 seconds to hook somebody, to have that information stick to them. So make sure that that front copy or the graphic or the video is attention grabbing. So you can, a lot of people do the forms of questions or do social media trends to make sure that they stay relevant in front of people. But again, ask yourself, why would this information stick? You can also put yourself in your own buyer's shoes. A lot of the times, if you think about when you see an ad, what typically draws your attention to an ad? What sticks out to you? Go and practice, look at some ads, see what those questions are, what those hooks are, what the first line is, what is it appealing to you? And that's going to help you understand what would be appealing to your audience, even if it isn't in the same industry. What values are important to your audience? So whatever service or product that you're offering, why, at the end of the day, why would someone need to choose you and buy from you? And then when are consumers sharing your brand story? So this is also, I think this is one that most businesses forget about. This kind of goes hand in hand with reputation management. But after someone does buy your product or service, are they going to recommend you? Are they going to be the right audience to say, this is amazing, this is life-changing? Am I going to share about this brand? I know I share about brands all the time. When I love a brand, when I love a product, I'm like, go get it. I'm always sharing about it, always buying from them. Same, I'm sure a lot of people on this Zoom can relate to that. So think about that as your own product and service offering. This is a great time to also audit your customer's journey before you even put an ad out there. If I get 50 leads in, what are they going to do for me and can I handle it? What is their experience going to be? Because if they have a negative experience, all of this is not going to matter because they're going to leave a negative review and people look at that nowadays. So remember the last part when creating an offer, why would someone share and when would they share about this? Okay, so we're actually going to build an ad together and we're going to use a business scenario. So we are going to do a fitness trainer group. Our scope is to get new leads. Our ideal client is 20 to 40, all genders, and the person wanting to switch to a healthier lifestyle. And then we're going to offer them a free consultation. So we're actually going to go and build this. The last thing I'm going to say is the offer. We're going to do free consultation. Our goal for the offer is to get them to hire a trainer after their free consultation. Then what to expect, the call will go over their needs and wants, and at the end, the trainer will send over an assessment of where the client is and the roadmap to get them where they're at. So that's the scope and the offer here, and we're actually going to go build that right now. So I'm going to open up my Meta here, just making sure everyone can see that screen. Perfect. Okay, when you open up an Ads Manager account, we're going to do a few things, but first I'm going to launch a poll. Oops, not this one. Because I need to know kind of where everyone's at. Okay. Is anyone running ads? You should see another poll on your screen. Okay, we have a little over half who's answered. Okay. All right, a lot of us have said no, we're not running ads. And poll, here's some results that you can see. Okay, for those who said yes, or I don't know how, or if you've done it in the past, I'm curious. Let me watch this one. Oh, it's gonna make me exit. one more poll for y'all. Oop. Well, I don't know why it's not letting me. Okay, that's fine. How confident, and feel free to put this in the chat because I'm just curious. For those who said yes, how confident are you in running ads? So you can put very confident, a little, or not at all. I'm curious of where our confidence level is at with running ads. I'd love to launch this poll. I will continue to work on it. Perfect. Perfect. All right, a couple people in the chat. Oh, here we go. There we go. Now we can answer it. Awesome. Okay, how confident are we in running ads? Okay. Again, looks like a mixed bag. I'll go ahead and end it. We had almost about half of you answer, but gives y'all all an idea of where we're at. So not at all, a lot of us are not at all confident, some, and then very little is very confident. So we're just gonna run through advertising as a whole here. I'll stop sharing and then we're gonna get into it. So when you come into your ads manager, you're gonna see here your campaigns. I already have something started, so we'll start from the beginning and I'll just hit edit on this. But when you hit create, that's where you'll hit create campaign. Actually, I'll just show you now. When you hit create, it's going to ask you for a campaign objective. So I'm going to break down some of these campaign objectives because I know they can be somewhat confusing. So awareness, that's just showing your ad to people who you just want them to try and remember your brand, logo recognition, just be aware that you exist. It's just getting eyeballs on your content. Think about this almost in the same essence of boosting a post. You're really just boosting, putting it in front of eyeballs. There is no call to action here. Traffic is you're sending people to a destination, whether it's a website or Instagram, an app, whatever the case may be. This is really good if you're just trying to drive traffic to an external site, external link. This could be clicks, this could be messengers, in the messenger app, Instagram, landing page views, etc. Again, no call to action here. This can be a good method if you just want to see if traffic will drive call to action. It can be a good test, but most of the time it's not true, like a true campaign objective to get people to actually buy from you. Engagement, if you're really just trying to get people to engage with you, so get more messages or purchases through messages, page likes, or event responses, this can be an effective way. Leads is the most popular and most effective campaign objective. This is really where you're trying to get people to buy from you, enter in to learn more about your product or your service. So this could be with like forms. A lot of the times I do meta forms inside of the ad. For those of us who are Progreda users, you can use forms from Progreda and put it on a landing page, but it just depends on your audience. You can also do leads to convert them into Messenger and then chat with them and trying to get them to convert after you start messaging with them or calls. But this is typically what people are using for lead generation. You have app promotion for those of us who have apps or events or installs. You can run an ad to promote your app. And then sales. This is actually somewhat new from Meta. I will be honest and give my personal review. I do not think it's better than leads yet. I'm hoping that because it's new, they're going to refine it. But basically, they added sales not long ago as a way for like apparel companies, e-commerce companies, people are purchasing products or services like immediately from a website. So they said it's good for conversions. Again, you have the same kind of options. I did this for a couple e-commerce businesses that I had. I felt like we had better leads using the lead than we did the sales. But again, it is somewhat of a newer feature, and I am assuming you'll get better. Facebook said that it would increase your conversions by 30%. I just haven't seen that yet. So I'm just being completely honest here. But these are all the different campaign objectives. For every single person on this call, what I would advise you to do is a lead generation. Just start with lead generation. When you click that, this is what's going to pop up. You're always going to want to put in a campaign name. I always like to do whatever my offer is. So whether it's a discount, whether it's a free consultation, whatever the case may be. And I always want to put lead after, because I want to be able to know immediately that this is a lead generation ad if I'm running different campaign objectives. You can also do like, if I know I'm going to want to do video versus photo or graphic, you can also add that in there just so you can see right off the bat what type of ad it is if you want to test some content here too. Again, you already selected the lead, so you'll keep that. And then I always just press next. I don't worry about any of the A/B test or anything like that yet. Again, I usually just copy and paste this. So free consultation, leads. And then if I want to add anything else, if like I want to do like a dynamic creative, I'll put dynamic, or I'll put photo, video, whatever it's going to be here. And then conversions. So you can actually select how you want to collect conversions. This could be from a website. So for those who you want to drive those leads to a website to purchase, you can do that. That is going to have you install what are called pixels into your website. Pixels, basically just a chunk of code that you put in the header of your website. So that way, when someone does convert, Facebook will be able to see that and then count it as a conversion from the ad. So the two will connect together. You'll add the coding and go from there. For those of you who do not have a web designer or do not feel confident doing that, don't do that. It's okay to do instant forms. Honestly, that's my preferred method inside of Meta, because a lot of the times people have their contact information saved within Facebook and Instagram. So when they see an ad and they click on it, it'll automatically fill in their information. So it takes time off the plate from your potential lead, and who doesn't love time saved? Obviously, again, we have 1.3 seconds, so I'm sure the easier and most time-consuming method is going to be the most favorable. So I've always seen instant forms more favorable. You can do messengers, so this will have them start a message with you in Facebook DM. So this can be if you like want to qualify them yourself, versus a form. So maybe you have specific questions you want to ask, or you feel more confident having a conversation first via messenger and then trying to get them on a call, or whatever the case may be. You can do that. You can do Instagram, so just generating leads through chats on Instagram. Same thing, DM versus messenger. You can do calls if you want people just to go ahead and call. This is really good for like the blue collar fields. So if you're an HVAC company, for example, and you're kind of like a one-man show, but you may have like one assistant or a couple people on a call center, this is a fantastic way to get your ads to call that front office staff. And then the front office staff can go ahead and chat with them about your product or your service, whatever you're trying to offer, and get them scheduled, ready to go, or moving forward in that process. And then this is just an app. If you have an app, you can do that. So today we're going to do instant forms, and I'll show you all how to build an instant form, but that is the most favorable method for anyone who is starting with ads. Do instant form. Don't worry about any of these other things just yet until you get more well-versed in advertising. Instant form is a great way to start. You'll always want to select your Facebook page that you have connected to Facebook, obviously. And then a lot of the times, if you're running an ad for the first time, they'll have this. So you've accepted Meta's lead ad terms for this page. And then for those who haven't, it'll say you need to accept. You'll just hit it and hit accept. You cannot run an ad until you accept it. So caveat here, accept the terms so that way you can run the ad. And then I always leave this blank. So the performance goal is maximize, obviously, the number of leads. Dynamic creative. This is going away soon, but I still love it because I've had really great success with this. I always like to turn this on when I have multiple different pieces of content for a specific ad. So I do this for my apparel companies that I work with. I put in lots of different various videos and or photos of the apparel. So that way the apparel lands best with the right lead, and then they're going to where I want them to go. So instead of traditionally before dynamic creative, if you wanted to test out content underneath that, you would have to create the same thing here, and it'd be like a million different free consultation, new lead ad, free consultation, new lead ad, and you do like graphic 1, graphic 2, graphic 3. But now you can just do it through dynamic creative. You can upload all 4 graphics, and Facebook will distribute them based on an audience preference. So it's a little bit of like an AI sense of it. It is going away soon, which makes me very sad, but I still suggest using it until it's gone. And then you have budget. So you have 2 different ways to do budget. You can do a daily budget, or you can do a lifetime budget. Lifetime budgets are I want to only spend $500 every single month. You'll have a start date and an end date for the month of 3 being 500 here. Or I don't care if I spend 700 one month or 500 the next. I just want a daily budget of no more than this every single day. So it really just depends on your budget on which one you're going to select. If you really have like a hard line in the sand, I cannot go over this every month. My suggestion is to do lifetime, do month at a time with your lifetime budget. So that way you may spend $20 one day, but you may spend $100 the next day, just depending on your audience in Facebook. But if you're kind of like, no, as long as I don't go over $20 a day, I should be good. That will maintain somewhat, between a $750 or $1,000 budget range, or less than that. It just guarantees you that you're going to have less than that every single month. Budgets. I get this question asked a lot. How much should I invest into advertising? And the number is varied. My sweet spot to all of you would be if you all have at least $1,000 or $1,500 a month to invest in ads to start out with. That will give you the most data and analytics back, so you can really understand where people might be getting lost, where they might be dropping off, how leads are coming in. Are they good leads? Are they, spammy type leads? And it can help you refine more quickly. I know a lot of people who are kind of in more of the startup world of their business just can't do that. So my advice is no less than $500 a month, which I think comes out to about $16, $15 a day if I did the math right in my head. But no less than 500 if you truly just want some data to kind of figure out who's clicking on your ad, if the audience that you chose even is interested in your ad, and we'll talk about audience in a second. But to those of you who can afford it and it's the right investment for you, I would say $1,000 to $1,500 a month. For those of you who are starting and you're like, I literally cannot do that, I would say 500 a month is a good starting place. Okay, audience. So there's a couple different things here with audience. One, location. If you are a location-based product or service, you'll just want to put your location in here. So if I'm like, okay, my service only services people in Dallas and I only want to service people within 30 miles of Dallas, then I'll choose Dallas at a 30-mile radius. If you're more of that digital online, I can work with anybody. So again, this would be great for like realtors. If you have different like cities and locations in the real estate world, this would be great for you. If you're more of just nope, anyone and everyone in the United States, you'll just leave it as the United States. And then you can specify age. So we, as the fitness company, are focused on people aged between 20 and 40. So that's my age range. You can go all the way to 18 to 65 plus. Here for those who may not have an age gap or may do, that's where you'll do that. Genders. So you can select all genders or you can be specific. So I've most of the time are all, but I have specific type brands. So I have like a mental health for men brand that I work with. Of course, I'm going to select men there. I have a menopause telehealth clinic that I work with. Obviously, that's geared towards women, so we want our ad placed in front of women. So depending on your product, your offer, your service, you want to select the gender that's right for you. In this case, I'm working with both males and females in the fitness world. And then detailed targeting. So this is where you can come in and add in the interest. This is going to be like the most important part of your ad. Because we don't want to just put our ad in front of anyone and everybody. We really want to put them in front of people who are going to benefit from our particular product or service. So within the physical fitness world, I chose health and wellness. These are people interested in getting healthy and their well-being. And then physical fitness, people who are interested in physical fitness, exercising, because I'm an exercise company. So this is going to tell me that I also need to go back to the United States because I'm going to show y'all. So this is going to give me an idea of my average audience size here. So my audience size is fairly broad, over 58 million people to 68 million. Lots and lots of eyeballs can get on this. So if you want to decrease that and you're like, nope, that's way too many people, I really just want to hone in on a smaller subgroup of people, that's where age range is going to come into play. Location is going to come into play. So maybe you want to focus only on the Midwest, for example. You can select states in the Midwest, and that's going to change your audience size here. So again, your interests and behaviors are really important. Meta does change these a lot without telling you at all. So I will say that you'll just have to come in here and play around. For those of us in the medical field, it is really, really hard to do medical anything inside of Meta. Your best bet is to do health and wellness for anything medical. So just a caveat there. But again, if I wanted to do apparel, I could type in apparel and have all different types of apparel interests that I can do. Maybe I'm a hoodie apparel company. I can type in hoodies as an apparel, and anyone who really loves hoodies are going to see my hoodie ad. So I'm getting really narrow on the type of interests that are important for me.
Christina,
Christina.
I have a question. How about because I'm in real estate and I used to be able to target a certain demographic based on income. How do I do that?
Can't do that anymore with Meta.
Okay, how about like higher net income, maybe like the most expensive zip codes? Can I target it that way?
Yeah, that's what I would do. So for real estate brands I've worked with who are like, no, I only want to focus on, cities that are more well off. You'll just put those cities or those zip codes in there, and you'll only target those specific zip codes. Your ad will want to target more of people who are looking in that area. So you could like focus your copy on I focus on luxury real estate, whatever is like going to get them to think about, oh, I'm looking for a better house or a more suitable house. And you're only targeting those areas because if people are looking in those areas, they're going to be Googling, they're going to find it on Meta anyway. So I would just target the zip codes.
Okay. And what about for international buyers? How would you suggest to build an audience?
You would probably want to separate out the two ads. So you'd probably want to do a local ad for people who are local or looking in the US. And then you'll probably want to create an international. So I would focus on your typical countries that might be an international buyer, or you can do all, but I would exclude the United States and maybe even Canada out of that if you want to. I know Canada is a different country, but if they're not typically your international buyer, you can exclude that. And then I would adjust your copy. So looking to buy or invest in the US, here are, I work with the most popular or destinations for individuals looking and blah, 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 blah. So you're basically just going to cater your copy to international buyers.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So example, you could do demographics, interests, behaviors. If you're looking for people within a certain field or career, you can search that as well. So there's lots of different ways that you can do that. You do have suggestions here too. So AI is great now. So I could do physical exercise as an additional one. If I'm really going to be doing like HIIT and weightlifting, I can even add weightlifting. I can do strength training because that's also another one, bodybuilding, healthy habits because we want people to have better habits. So these are really great if you want some additional ideas, and then you can just browse. So you can browse different behaviors, you can browse different demographics. Oh wait, actually, just kidding. Financial income. There we go. I lied. You actually can do that. You just can't specify the range anymore of like, I need someone within this making 250,000 or more. But so yeah, so you can come in here and look at all these different interests, behaviors, and just start looking around and figuring out which ones are best for your target audience based off the service and product that you're offering. And then we'll hit next. I'm actually going to turn dynamic creative on just so y'all can see an example. It's going to say it's going away. And then we're going to hit next. So after that, now we're going to actually build the ad. Oh, it's going to make me redo this. Oh no, it's okay, great. Hold on. We'll start this. Sorry, it's gonna make me add an actual date to go next to. Okay, so once we have all of the back end ready, now we're actually going to build the ad here. So again, we're going to do free consultation. We're going to do leads. And then I know this is a dynamic and I'll choose like photos, for example. So that's how I can name this, just so I know exactly what this ad is. You'll want to do Facebook page. You can use your Instagram as well. So I can select my Instagram and Facebook if I want to put my ads on both. And then I can select images or videos. So this is going to allow me to select multiple images. And so you can see here I'll just do some like random images so you can get an idea of what it'll look like. So we'll do like continue here, and then we can see that all of my different pictures are going to be options here when we go to verify this and look at the preview. And then here's where my primary text is going to be. So I am a big fan of obviously ChatGPT prompts. If you can't see that, and in my video in a second, you're going to be able to see how I use that. But the way that we present our copy is important because again, we have 1.3 seconds before someone decides that they're going to scroll right past us. So I did this in the new year. So kickstart your fitness journey this new year, or I can say, struggling with feeling good, or I can say 10 new things, 5 new habits that changed my life, or 5 new habits that changed the way I looked, whatever the case may be. It's finding that hook that's going to grab somebody to make them want to read more or watch your video. I will say the most popular form of content is video. So video is going to be game changer for anyone and everyone. I blame TikTok for that. So my suggestion for everybody is video if you have it for your media. Next would be a real photo, so like an actual photo of something you're doing a service, someone, whatever the case may be. It could be a stock photo if you want. And then last is graphic. Across all social media platforms, graphic is the least engaging piece of content. So please try and always avoid that, or try and add something with that that's going to make someone want to engage with you. But video is obviously your best choice. I know not everybody has the capability, but you can buy a ring light off of Amazon for no more than 20 bucks, put your phone in it and video yourself talking about your service or product. It actually does go a long way. It goes way more than a still graphic goes. So my advice to you is to do a video here as your content. But again, I know not everyone has that ability. And then you're just going to want to outline in your ad what you're doing. So I'm offering a free personal consultation, limited time offer. So are you looking to transform your health and fitness? We're here to guide you. What's included? Why wait? Your journey towards a fitter, healthier you starts now. Embrace the new year and with confidence. Claim your free consultation today. Spots are filling fast. Don't miss out. Really creating FOMO at the end to get them to really drive to what I'm trying to get them to do. So copy here is really important, and we'll talk more about copy in a little bit, but That's my advice to you, and I'll go over some ChatGPT prompts later that you can use to help you come up with effective copy for your ad. You also have AI with inside of Facebook too that will give you different variations that you can look at. If you like them or don't like them, you can generate more. So you can use that. Headline is also important. So headline is what's going to grab someone's attention. A lot of the times I try and look at what I have in here, and I don't try and make it the exact same. I try and alter it a little bit. So struggling, I would probably do something like, oh, if I can spell, struggling with feeling good. And someone's gonna be like, yeah, I am struggling feeling good. Or wake up every day still tired. Yeah, I do wake up every day and I don't feel rested. It's going to catch my attention. And then I'm going to know, oh, okay, it's someone that's saying, you know, for my fitness, you know, an exercise is going to give me more energy, for example. So think of a different, I always like to say it's like your hook, your initial hook is in your copy, and then you could do like a rehook. So hook them, but then also rehook them. Don't just forget of everything. Be a good storyteller within your copy here. So headlines are important. Again, AI gives you some here. You can add a call to action. So the call to action will be, what are you trying to get them to do? Are you trying to get them to book? Obviously, yes, because I'm trying to get them to book a free consultation. Am I trying to get them to sign up, subscribe, get a quote, download something, apply, whatever the case may be? You'll just want to come in here and select the right call to action button. And then instant form. This is your last one that you'll do for the forms, and we'll go and create a form together. So I always like to do, this is my lead gen for my free consultation. So I just know what form is in here. I'm trying to get volume here. And you can do optional background image. You can do a greeting if you want. You can just toggle those on. It's completely up to you. And then we can add questions. So I want to add just standard questions, or maybe I just want to grab their information. For those of us who are using Progreda, don't do full name. Always delete that, because the best way to form field map things in is by first and last name. And that goes for all CRMs really. And then we want their phone number, and then I just want to put it this way. So I want their first name, last name, email, and phone number, and all of it is required for them to move on. I can say something different here. Please enter in your information, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. I can also add different questions if I wanted to. So sometimes what happens, especially for those of us who are running a new ad, we may get a lot of interest. And then as we start to call them or reach out to them, we might feel that, okay, I'm getting a lot of people in XYZ interest or range, and they're just not qualified enough. And I really need to know X before they come in to a free consultation. So this could be for like the fitness. I may want to know how old they are, and the one thing they want to change about themselves. Is it the way they look? Is it weight? Is it building muscle? Where are they at in their journey? So that way I can have an idea when I call them, okay, I know this person is a 25-year-old female and she's really trying to lose weight. So before I go into that call, I can be more prepared and know how to handle objection handling, know how to talk to that female about losing weight, and some things that we'll go over in our consultation. So those could be some more just qualifying questions that you ask. I would not do long questions or a lot of questions. I would limit honestly to no more than like 3 additional questions outside of their additional information. We don't want to take so much time where they're just going to exit out, but this can help weed out some people who may not be great candidates for you after you get your initial set of leads. So just know that sometimes, depending on your area of service and industry, the first name, last name, like the contact information sometimes isn't enough, and you do have to add additional questions in here, and that's totally okay. Privacy policy. Everybody has to have a privacy policy on their website in order to run an ad for a form. So if you do not have that, go in and add it. There, you can just Google standard privacy policy for a website, just enter in your information and just add it. Just be sure to link it, or you're not going to be able to move forward. And then after they submit, you can say, thank you so much, visit our website or whatever, wherever you want them to go, whether you want them to view a specific file, you want them to call, or you want them to just go to your website. You can add in a link to your website, and then you're just going to hit create form after you're done. And then for those of us earlier, when I said if you choose to pull someone into a website, this is where you'll turn on that pixel tracking here for website. But again, I wouldn't do that if you're somewhat new into ads, just focus on forms here. And then once we have all of that done, we're going to publish our beautiful ad and watch it go live. Okay, with that, one last poll for y'all, I swear. How are we feeling right now about advertising? Are we feeling more confident? Still the same? Okay. At least we don't have anyone in the not at all right now, so that's a good sign. Okay, so we've had about half of everyone answer the question. Here's the results. A lot of us are sitting in the sum, like I'm a little bit more confident than not at all. So with that being said, now we're going to talk about what that looks like inside of Progreda. So, okay, I have all these leads come in. How the heck do I manage them? How do I move them into a CRM effectively? And Christina, is it Christina? I think so. Did you have a question still? I see your hand raised.
Oh, no, I'm fine.
Okay,
Thanks.
perfect. So now we're going to hop back over into the webinar and we're going to watch a video on how to do this inside of Progreda. And actually, before we do that, I believe that I forgot to share with sound earlier. Okay, there we go. If you cannot hear it, let me know in the chat. All right, so now we're going to discuss how to utilize Progreda for advertising. So like I discussed just a second ago, you have two options for advertising as far as how you want to capture your lead. So do you want to do a form inside of Facebook or do you want to do a landing page in Progreda with an embedded form where people submit their information? So I'm going to walk you through both options and how to do it inside of Progreda. So inside of Progreda, if you go down to settings and click on that, scroll down, you'll find the integrations button on your left hand side. In here, this is the integrations page. You can see here in this example, Facebook has expired. So you'll want to connect your Facebook. When you do that, it's going to pop up in your Facebook. You're going to select the right Facebook page and advertising that you want here. When you do connect that, you can come over here to Facebook form fields mapping. You're going to see a little error pop up. That's okay. Basically what it's going to do is the form that we just created inside of the ads would be here, the name of it would be here, and essentially you're just mapping over the fields. So remember I just showed you how we're going to change it to first name, last name, email, and phone number that we want to capture inside the ad. You're telling Progreda that you want those custom fields mapped over. So you want to map over that person's first name, last name, email, and phone number to match Progreda's fields. So that's really what form field mapping is. It's essential that you come over here and map that information over because some people want to qualify certain individuals before they actually reach out. So maybe you ask a couple of different questions to really identify key areas that would make them a good fit or solution for whatever you're offering. So with that being said, you can also come in here and create those custom fields and map them inside of Progreda. So it's really important that you do that first if you're going to be doing a form inside of Facebook. So that's option one. Once you're done with this, you're going to head over to automations. You're going to start a new automation from scratch. I'm going to walk you very quickly 1,000-foot view on automation. So you have your triggers and then your little plus signs are your actions. So we obviously want to know when someone submits a Facebook form. So we're going to type in Facebook. We're going to select that. If I were to leave this here and let's just say it had multiple ads, multiple forms, that would mean any Facebook form that gets submitted, all those actions are going to occur. So we always want to filter set. We want to identify the form that we're doing. The other thing, this is a really just preference for me. I'm really big on naming conventions. Put your form name here. So that way, when you're coming in here to look quickly, if you have to edit or add, you know exactly where the form is. Same for your naming convention of the automation. So this would be Facebook lead form name, and then we're going to send out SMS, email, and maybe tag the contact. So be sure to really structure your names so that way it's really easy to edit, tweak, and find the automations for future reference. So once you have that trigger, you're going to obviously add actions. There's so many different actions that can occur, whether it's you're adding a contact tag. So this is a really great option when you are doing multiple different lead forms. So you'll want to do Facebook lead ad. So that way you can at a later date see how many leads came from advertising, from social, from maybe a webinar or networking or whatever the case may be. It's really easy to differentiate where your leads came from. That way you can make future business decisions when it comes to your next round and where you want to put your dollars. The other thing that you can do is communicate. So sending out emails, SMS, messenger DMs, however you're communicating and capturing that, you can communicate right back to that. You can also do other custom things such as, webhooks, if else waits. We won't get into the nitty gritties of those. If anyone's curious, Progreda has a really great support team and onboarding team that can help you navigate this portion of the tool. But just at a high level, you get your Facebook form lead mapped, and then you come in here and you want to select your Facebook as your trigger and then your actions that you want to take. The actions I typically see again are adding that contact tag and then sending that SMS and email and then sending out an internal notification to myself. I want to know when I get a lead in. I want to know where they're at in the process so you can send internal notifications to yourself or to anyone on your team. So that's it when it comes to Facebook form lead ads in Progreda. Now we're going to switch gears and talk about funnel, call to actions, landing pages. So a lot of people call them different things, but landing page and funnel, they're the same thing for those who are sort of new in this space. I'm also going to give you 1,000-foot view on funnels. You can come over here to sites on the left-hand side, funnels, and then you can start creating from blank. When you're creating from blank, there's just a few things that I want to highlight that you have capabilities to do. So automatically, you're going to see this pop-up bar. You're going to create your sections. So I want a full width section. I'm going to add a row. I just want one piece of content here. And maybe that's my headline. So, free consultation, for example. But then I also want to add in my calendar and maybe a picture of myself or, whatever the case may be. And I just added one row, my bad, hold on. See how easy that is to customize? So full width, I want to add 2 rows. I want to add an image here, maybe about myself or what I'm offering. And then maybe I just want to add in a form. I just want to grab that form and be able to grab that person's information. Obviously, there's other levels of customization here with the background, colors, fonts, all that great stuff. The one thing I do want to cover are the elements. So there's lots of different elements that you can pull into your funnel. So text, headlines, subheadlines, paragraphs, forms, calendars, buttons, blog posts, image sliders, videos, image FAQs. You can do custom coding, so JavaScript, HTML, etc. You can pull in your survey calendars, maps, reviews. The options are pretty much endless here. So get familiar with this. If you're not very familiar, go in, play around with it, build some stuff, practice. That's how you're going to get really good at building some of these things out. Okay, so This is the 1,000-foot view of a landing page. Now we're going to go look at a fully built landing page and what it looks like when we enter in our information. So here's my book your free consultation. Take your service you're offering to the next level. I'm going to go ahead and do that here. We're going to pull in my info. Please don't take my cell phone. And then I'm going to hit submit. Oh, I got to accept the terms. I'm going to hit submit and it's going to take me to a booking page. But crap, I'm way too busy right now. I do not have time to schedule. I'll come back to this later. Look what's going to happen with Progreda. All right, we can see that I got an email. Don't forget to book your appointment. Put in dummy information like fitness company name. Hey, Morgan, don't forget to book your free consultation. We'll take this time to go over your needs and goals and then provide an assessment back to you. And then obviously you would want to put in your calendar link so that the person can click and book. So the perfect example how you can nurture your leads as they come through, which is why most of the time we want to start with a form first versus just the calendar. Obviously, there are multiple ways to do this. You can just go with the calendar. You could do the form in the calendar, maybe just a form, and then send, a qualifying survey through an email or text. So there's lots of different ways and steps. The best advice that I can give from the hundreds of businesses and other agencies that I've worked with and helped in the past is really just mapping out your pipeline journey. So when a lead comes through, no matter where they're coming through, what steps do they have to take in order for you to qualify them to sell to them or to provide a service or product? That right there will be the foundation for how you build out Progreda and how you move your leads seamlessly through the process. So highly encourage, highly recommend that. And so those are the two ways in Progreda that you can work with advertising to do lead form capture through either form field mapping or a funnel. Hey, so hopefully that was helpful overview of how you can do that inside of Progreda. Again, so many different ways that you can do this inside of Progreda, how to automate your customer's journey or lead once they come in to the platform. Okay, with that being said, there's a couple different offers that I want to give you all. And the first one is a free trial to Progreda. So typically on the website, you only get 7 days, but you can click the link in the chat. You're going to get a 14-day trial to that. This is a perfect start for you to run maybe a small ad, start automating some of that leads journey, managing those leads inside of Progreda, and just start to see how easy it is to convert once they come through a seamless platform. So a little bit more about Progreda in general. So one, you can manage leads. So again, in that contact section here is where we're going to be able to manage everyone that comes in. We can communicate with those leads. So in our conversations tab, we can text, we can email, we can Facebook DM, Instagram DM, call, etc., all from within Progreda. We can store our leads. Obviously, that's going to be again in contacts, opportunities, if they're going to be stored on a pipeline. And then we can create powerful marketing campaigns. So again, under the marketing tab is where you'll start to create those email campaigns that can go out to individuals that come in through your ad. So 14 days for free. I highly recommend for those who are not using a CRM, not happy with your CRM, try it for 2 weeks, try running an ad and just see how easy it is to manage leads. But also another free offer is an ebook. So I have Creating Captivating Content ebook that you all can download for free. It's usually $99, but what it includes and what's going to be super helpful for ads is it's going to include lots of different chat GPT prompts for you. These chat GPT prompts are going to help for social and for advertising. The two go hand in hand. So it's going to help you learn a format on how to create a hook, how to create a rehook, how to do what's called a press and release. So you're press and releasing that story to continue to grab that person's attention until the very end when you're trying to do what you're wanting to do. This is also great for social media if you're not doing social media but want to get good at posting to social. It gives you a 30-day content plan, a viral framework, So highly recommend. It can be useful for advertising when you think about copy and just social media in general. So get all your ChatGPT prompts in there and all your free content plans, and this will help out a lot with your copy for your advertising. Lastly, we're going to go into Q&A. So I'd love to take this time to answer any questions. Feel free just to come off mute and ask any questions that you might have.
So how do we get access to the ebook?
It is in the chat right now.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
So you should see it from Ange. And if not, I can add it back in the
Oh, I
chat.
see it. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. KL, I know that you messaged me about ads. I'm just gonna answer here. So okay, so the best way to generate leads to an online store is going to be through the leads campaign objective that I showed. I wouldn't do sales yet just because I just haven't seen it perform very well, but you could technically do an A/B test, do a leads and a sales ad, and just split your budget between the two. Well, basically what you're going to do is based on what you're selling on your online store, whether it's apparel or a product, you'll go off, you'll select the interest. So for example, I have a lot of like apparel companies. So I'll do the type of apparel. I'll do apparel in general, and then I'll do all the different types of apparel. So hoodies, hats, snapbacks, rings, backpacks, or the case may be, I'll select those as interest. The other thing that you can do if you're more products, so like I had one who sells like a mushroom tincture that you can add into your drinks. So, you know, health and wellness, tinctures, herbs, like things like that would be something that you would do as like interest. So you'd want to focus your ad based off the interest of the product that's in your online store and then your target audience. So if it's age specific, if it's gender specific, if it's a location specific, and then from there you can do but what I typically do if you're an online store is do the website versus the form. I know that you're new to that, so happy to help with that if you want to chat more about it. But essentially what you're going to do is, and if you have Shopify, you can actually connect Shopify inside of Facebook, and then it'll do the pixel for you. But if you don't and you're using a different online store, then you'll want to go into the pixels on Facebook and create them. It's going to give you a copy of coding that you'll then put into your website. Once it's in your website, you'll go back to Meta and basically test to make sure they see it. And that's what will trigger. You'll want to put the pixel on every single page though, because you never know what page they're going to land on that gets them to actually buy from you. So we want to put it on every page, and then we want to do event tracking. So if they end up getting to the thank you checkout page, we know that they converted. I know that's a lot, and that's super in depth as far as like e-commerce, like an online store goes. You can set up a store on Progreda now, but one caveat to that is if you're shipping a product, you do not want to use Progreda for that because you can't set up your shipping and information inside of Progreda. You'll want to stay with Shopify. But if you are doing a store for like services or anything digital, absolutely use Progreda for that. But anything that you're actually going to be shipping physically to, I'm going to suggest Shopify or WordPress, which I technically is like WooCommerce instead.
Morgan, I wanted to ask you, what is the code for the 14-day trial?
Yes,
The
so for,
promo code?
it is the link that I'm putting in the chat right now.
Okay. Now I clicked on the link, but it says, apply the promo code. So
That's apply the promo code.
yeah, because it says a 7-day trial and you mentioned a 14-day trial.
Yeah, it should be 14 days.
It says start your 7-day trial in less than 60 seconds.
That's not right. Hold on.
All right.
Give me a second. Let me grab the right one. Give me a second. I'm just grabbing it. If I can find it.
So I have a webinar that I want to do for October the 2nd. Should I sign up next week? And like that, I'm within that 14-day period. And so what I understood is that Progreda does the automated text and emails.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so then I would just have to set it up and create the messages that I want to send out. Okay.
Correct. Yes.
All right.
Okay, I don't know why it's saying 7 days because it should be 14. So just continue to use that link. And if you sign up, just let me know in the chat and I'll make sure on the back end that they fix it to 14. But I don't know why. That is the right link. I just
Okay.
don't know why it's saying 7 days. But it should be 14. Did you already sign up?
No, because I want to make it to October the 2nd. So can I sign up next week
Yes.
and just do the free trial? So I'll
Yep.
save the link, sign up next week, and then if I run through any issues, then you'll extend the additional 7 days on the back end, is what you're saying?
Yes. And then here is well, Lori, I'm pretty sure I can just yeah, just go ahead and email me first and then I'll forward to the team. There's my email in the chat. If it continues to do that. And if not, I'll message you. What's a good email?
Christina Tarico. Mhm.
Yeah, what's a good email for you, Christina?
Tarico@compass.com.
Compass.com, like that.
Hold on, let me see. Let me go back. Yes, perfect.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down and then I'll make sure to follow up with you. And you can follow up with me if for whatever reason it doesn't give you the 14 days. And then I'll make sure to fix that link.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Okay, just kidding, Lori. There it is. Thank you, Lori. In the chat is the 14 days. So
Perfect.
yeah,
Okay.
feel free to grab that one.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay. Hopefully that helped answer your question though, KL, about an ad for an online store. I know that was a really, really in-depth answer.
Can you go over the reason again why they wouldn't want to use Progreda for a store? Because we have had clients use it successfully. So can you explain like why Shopify versus Progreda? Because most people use Progreda to be in one platform, not like 3 different platforms.
Yes, so for e-commerce shops and stores that ship product, you need to be able to see their shipping information and handle, well, let me take a step back. Most people, when you're shipping out products, want to handle all the shipping inside of your store because it gets really hard to handle shipping information. So usually you partner with like a FedEx or UPS, for example, inside of Shopify. And then every time someone purchases, it'll automatically send that tracking information. You can go back and look at that information. Unless that's changed, Lori, but last time, from my understanding, you cannot do the handle shipping inside of Progreda. So if you're really big on shipping, if your online store is big on shipping, you'll want to have a shipping online store. Progreda just isn't there yet for shipping. But anything outside of that, yes, you'll want to use Progreda. I hope that helps answer. And I can give let me see if I can log in real quick and give you an example in a Shopify account. That way you can visually see. Okay, I'm just loading it and then I'll show you all the difference between the two. Okay, so inside of the Shopify, you can see here in my orders, I can create shipping labels in here. So I can create a shipping label and create an order here. So once I have my product, my order, I can create everything and combine like FedEx or UPS or whatever the case may be, and I can include shipping in that. You can also do like products inside of here. So you can look at all the different products. You can kind of do this, but you can say, okay, I have all of this in stock. I have 11 different versions, like your SKU products essentially. You just can't do that yet inside of Progreda. So inside of Progreda, when someone orders at this checkout, yes, they can give their shipping information to you, and you can go under payments to orders. But I would have to come in here, go to the person's information and go take that to UPS, for example. And then I could just put in all that person's information and ship, but I can't actually handle SKUs and shipping labels or anything like that in Shopify. So for large e-commerce stores that have lots of different various products, I personally think that it's just easier in Shopify. And then you can connect Shopify with Progreda and you can send reminders about their product. You can tag what product they bought inside of Progreda. So that way, if you have like a new product or offer coming later, you can blast email market to those specific people who bought that specific product off your Shopify. So there is Shopify integrations within Progreda that I think are more beneficial for those who have really large e-commerce stores. If you're a small mom and pop shop with like maybe one product, I think you can get away with it in Progreda. But if you have multiple different products and SKUs with shipping labels and all of that, I would personally stick to Shopify. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah, so it just sounds like level of business. Because, for example, if someone's shipping like 5 things a month, they don't necessarily need to pay for Shopify on the side. It's a really robust software. That's why I was just wondering the difference.
Yep, that's exactly it. So if you're more robust of an online store, I would definitely recommend Shopify. If you have just a few products or even one product, you can get away with the Progreda store. But just know that it'll look a little bit different for those who are used to that. And then yes, Kale, you will get a replay. I believe it goes on Progreda's YouTube channel.
Correct.
Awesome. Any other questions? Okay. Well, then I hope everyone has a great rest of your day. Again, the new trial link was posted by Lori, but I'll post it again here. Highly recommend if you're not using a CRM, use it. Do the 14-day trial. I swear it's life-changing. And then for the ebook, you can download the free ebook as well. That's going to help you with those copies for your. Does the ebook show us? Yes, the ebook does show you the ChatGPT prompts as well as the content plan. So I'll give you some free ChatGPT prompts in there to help you out. And then there's going to be a framework that you can use that you can add that framework inside of ChatGPT. So you can basically tell, it's in the book. It'll tell you exactly how to do it and how to type it into ChatGPT.
Cool.
Awesome. Okay. And then again, here's the ebook if any of you want to download it. Just learn how to do some good copy for your advertising and even social media. Do you recommend custom ChatGPT? What do you mean custom ChatGPT? You there, Kale? What do you mean custom? Oh, yes, there is a paid version of ChatGPT. I personally have it just because I use it a lot, but you could probably get away with the free version for now. I wouldn't, if you're somewhat new and just looking to elevate your business, don't worry about paying for it. Okay, awesome. Yes, Willie, it will be on the YouTube channel. Okay, well, everyone have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you hopefully in 2 weeks.